here.
Good
It's probably
day.
not going to update this because it's the new day. It's the new trading view day.
Yep, it's officially Tuesday.
Let me see if I
I
change
like
this.
I like what you have here. What are we looking at, Danksy? Whoa, there it is.
That's the weekly. Obviously, if you guys weren't under a rock over the weekend, I was too busy doom scrolling to make any trades. Hopefully,
Yeah.
it bounces back up. But happy Monday afternoon, Tuesday for the trading day, but Monday afternoon in the
Sir.
U.S. How you guys doing?
Doing good. I got to scoop some of the dip. Hopefully it recovers from here.
Yeah, I'm doing good too. I'm ready for I bought some more as well. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
But other than that, bro, I'm hyped.
I'm great. It was a wild weekend in so many ways. Happy that you know we've got some cease tariffs, some peace to the north and the
Yep.
south. We may no longer. Well, we probably will still boo the national anthem at hockey games because that's the little power that we do have. But no, it's crazy. It's like we see it when we know when we don't know why things are crashing. You know, there's a V shape coming, right? And I mean, I guess you could say tariffs, and that's why it's crashing. But like, it just
It's
there was
100% the tariffs. That's why it's
it
crashing.
is, but like it is like
Like
the
that
the
affects
over
the
the
oil,
overreaction that occurred was
for real.
mental. But it's really this like this slide, this pivot into or away from risk assets. And the only thing there's only two things in crypto that's not risk. That's Bitcoin and stables. And everything else just nuked, full on nuked. It was it was wild to look at the timeline yesterday, to look at the market yesterday and see like these 28, 29, 30% declines
real.
on like altcoins, not just meme coins. Like this is altcoins. Meme coins is even further to some degree. Like it was crazy. But then today it was like like almost like nothing happened. Bitcoin's back up and it's happy and we're back at it. So let's go over the review.
Oh, look at this one
And
too. You can pull up. I was playing around in this. Look at this chart. Look at these charts. You can do this now.
Unknown caller.
But
they're calling us.
roads.
They said tell people to sell Bitcoin.
I'm checking it out. So you can put any real time up on there.
Yeah, but we do it. We stream our stream we stream our screen anyway. So
yeah, I like the heat map that you got. That's actually a really nice view to add to the stream there, especially to start off. As for the slideshow and as for what we have going on, as I said, Bitcoin showing some stability during this like crypto bloodbath. Bitcoin just down to range lows, nothing crazy. Range lows aren't very far of a decline for Bitcoin. So in general, really well done. Tariff fears is really what crashed the crypto market.
I don't know
And
if
as
you can
such,
see the slides, unless it's just bugging on my end.
I think it's bugging on your end.
Okay.
Yeah,
it is. I see it now.
Yeah, there we go. So tariffs really kind of crashed the market. Of course, tariffs, you can always find some kind of correlation back to anything major, positive or negative, with any kind of type of event. And so with tariffs, they preceded the Great Depression, and they preceded some of the chaos that occurred in Trump's first term. So, that kind of sentiment kind of cascaded a bit there. Both Canada and Mexico chose to try and fight back a bit, and conceivably they can fight back a bit to a degree, as Americans consume a lot more than what we consume, just being the fact that the economies are so much different in size and scale.
Yeah,
that's been delayed. I mean, the nature of this is really to try and get Mexico and Canada to be border sufficient, border proactive, preventing any illegal movement of people and or drugs, and stiffen up the borders. So I think, end result, that's probably what will occur, and tariffs likely won't occur at all,
Yeah.
or very briefly, at least for the near neighbors. As for China, as for anywhere else that maybe a little United States maybe a little less dependent on, or may have a little bit more of a stronger political narrative, that could still occur, right? So, but either way, bold moves by Trump causing chaos in the markets. Timing wise,
Sure.
this sets up really well for markets to tank, for exchanges to be able to flush liquidity, and for Trump slash David Sachs to come out with a big new announcement regarding crypto tomorrow, which will likely send it and mean that those that were somewhat in the know, or those that were able to hold on, will do really well. Ethereum, one of the bigger losers of this, falls to 0.027 Bitcoin, a 4-year low. Interestingly, it's a 4-year cycle low. Interestingly, the last time it hit this was December of 2020, and so this isn't anything crazy when you zoom out. This is the zoom out when you see Ethereum where it's at, and this is also the zoom out on altcoins, where you see that it's hitting the lower range of a trend line before altcoins send. So all of this seems crazy, but when you really zoom out the cycles, this is all really within expectation, and within past cycles. Do things change, and do things look different this cycle? Probably. Maybe we don't see as many alts send. Maybe we don't see as much strength in Ethereum, but we'll probably still see all of that. Is this the market top? Unlikely. As much as it's doom and gloom over the weekend, the strength of this rebound, I think, shows that crypto's looking really good, and depending on the type of announcement that we have tomorrow, should continue to full send markets in the mid to long term. Hyperliquid has greater revenue than Ethereum over the past 7 days, which is crazy. Ethereum is not generating a lot of revenue, and Hyperliquid was the most resilient. I don't know if it's most resilient. Might not have been more resilient than Bitcoin, but right in the same ballpark. The most resilient alt overall, and is showing its kind of leading status right now in this cycle. AI market cap is down to 8.77 billion, up 25% on the day, down roughly 30% on the 7 days. Even more when you zoom out, probably to about 8 days. I can't quite get those views, but 8 days, the last weekend, of course, also a bit of a dump. Overall, AI market cap, AI meme coins are just getting smoked, as well as meme coins in general. All of it kind of coinciding with the Trump meme coin, which zapped liquidity, and we're still seeing the fallout of that. NFTs, similar story. Volumes are similar, but when we look at it, we get some positive on the daily, but overall NFTs are down, of course, compounded with the fact that Ethereum is down so much. So NFTs were really just destroyed over the weekend. Little Pudgy's up 21% today. Quirky's up 18%. These rebounds are up to levels that are still on the low end side of support. So much like Bitcoin, they're kind of rebounding up to low range support. Mutant Apes up a bit as well, up 13%. Apes and Mutant Apes might have a bit of positive narrative, just given that there was a large wallet out sweeping, but not a lot there. But yeah, NFTs showing the downside risk when Ethereum is also not performing well, and makes things a lot weaker. So value is there. Unfortunately, I don't know how many people can capitalize on it, given the fact that if you were holding ETH, not great. But if you have some capital to rotate from from stables, etc., into ETH to get it at a value, and then to get NFTs at a bit of a value, now might be a good accumulation time. Chances are this weekend is marking a short-term low, but we'll get everyone's thoughts in a second. And in terms of meme coins, this one zoomed out to a week on here, and again, the previous weekend was also rough, so it's more than these percentages overall. But Trump down 30% to 3.9 billion. WIF down 26% to under $1 billion. Pengu down 35% to under $1 billion. AI16Z down 36% to around 500 million. All pretty crazy. And then some of the smaller ones, even more, seeing sub 100 mil, sub 50 mil on some pretty notable meme coins. Prediction markets, likelihood of getting to 110 by March is down 7% to 72%. I still think we're very likely to hit that. 80% or 80K, sorry, is actually down in likelihood, which was the more surprising one. But you know, we've seen a rebound in that resilience, so that would have been different to where it was, say, 24 hours ago. A lot that I covered. I'm gonna stop. What's the thoughts? Are we gone? Is it all just a
Oh yeah, we're
whirlwind
going to 0.
360 and we're just back to where we started? What's happening?
Round trip.
That was it was a fun weekend, or a fun last 2 days for sure. Holding on to my bags with all
Yes.
my all my as much as I could, bro. I believe, don't quote me on this, I'm not 100% sure, but I think that was the biggest liquidation event in crypto ever, at 2.8 billion, over 700,000 traders
Estimates up to
wrecked.
8 to 10 billion. So
Oh,
apparently
really?
the APIs, etc. There's numbers floating around, but yeah,
The
the 2
2.8
billion.
was
The
like that.
2.8 was the highest ever, or among the highest ever. But then there's talks that there's some API delays and et cetera, and it was much higher than that, which then makes you question past liquidations on whether or not they were able to measure those correctly as well. Either way,
Fair.
it was super violent. You know,
If you're
going to
on
show that,
leverage, you got to
yeah,
be careful
this
trying to
is
catch that falling knife.
this is not leverage season.
Yeah.
You have to wait for a deeper cut to pick up a leverage that's
Or if you
safer.
sniped it right at the bottom,
Yeah,
but it
yeah.
was hard to catch that bottom there.
We could hit 91K again and not be surprised. We could hit
I was gonna say,
106K again and not be surprised.
I guess we'll go to Bitcoin really quick and focus on that for now. But I was honestly, I thought 6K level, 97K level,
Yeah,
and I honestly thought we were coming for this level. I wouldn't have been surprised. I almost would have liked to see that level to kind of wipe out some of the buyers here and kind of reset down at this level, but it doesn't look like we're gonna. So
yeah. I
92K
mean,
held strong.
it
I was
did,
yeah.
pretty close
very
to cheating
strong.
my bags, but
Like,
Right? Like,
like
do I
not
cheat
yet.
now before it falls even further? Right? Like that's
Not
this
yet.
is gonna be a major zone if we come back down to this level. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 7, 8 bounces, 8 to 10 bounces just on that range since we've been up above it.
I wish I could turn up your audio, Danksy. You're still
Oh,
quieter than
see
the
if I
rest of
can
us.
figure it out.
I mean, we hear you, but you're talking at 20% volume. I don't even know how loud I am compared to Tyler and G, but
G sounds the loudest to me.
you
Maybe
sound
I'm
louder than
talking
G.
loud.
Oh, maybe I need to back away. Sorry. Is that better?
It's crazy.
Over the week, I guess I'd like to see us push up here.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to say with how volatile things are in the news that could be making
Yeah,
or
this
breaking this thing.
this news tomorrow, if it's, hey, we're going to push towards a Bitcoin reserve, right? And this is our plan. If that's the news tomorrow, like, geez, there it goes, full send, right? But as we expected that kind of news in the past, it's been underwhelming, right? And there's only so much that can be done without them actually passing bills, right? So, but if they state that's the intention, then that can really help.
Yeah, I agree for sure. I think that would be big, and they'll be buying the dips for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bro. I'm probably luckily wasn't really watching the market a lot. I was getting more updates from my friends that I was, that I've been telling what to buy in the markets, or like updating that. Like my buddy Matt was like, "Bro, I just got liquidated like 25K in a day." He was down like 25K in one day, and I was like, "Oh man, bro." He's still holding though. That was just on his Bitcoin, and looking at it on the chart, like you said, bro, it don't look too bad. Like, when you put the
No.
fibs on it, it actually looks
It does.
pretty
Like,
standard.
Mhm.
Even where it wicked down to, I mean, that doesn't even seem like absurd. It did wick down a little farther than the 88.6 fib level, which is a little scary. But even on the 4 hour, it held above there. It looks, dude, almost
Yeah. It's
perfect,
pretty
really.
clean. Yeah,
It was just
Yeah,
so
even on the
Bitcoin
one
showed
hour.
great resilience through all of this. Even
Yeah,
what
and
was
even on the
the
one
total
hour, bro.
move? If we measure the move from
like here?
yesterday,
Oh,
no, from like say Saturday.
I'll take it from this candle here, which would be Sundays, down to 7. Oh, I'm missing a little bit right
right,
Lost
but
here.
it
Bitcoin
was
ran down
10%.
it
10%.
was also just
10%.
straight red.
10%. That's just that's an afternoon. That's
Yeah,
nothing.
that's a daily move for crypto, as you can
Yeah,
see here.
right. Like
One daily move. And
What
what
are
so.
is
some of
this?
these other charts,
What is
bro?
this just on the recovery? Yeah, so if you lost the 10% and bought at the bottom, you're up 12% now. So
Yep.
So
Yeah, I mean, it's like the
the
same thing
gold
with GRT.
the golden question
GRT.
is why
God,
why did alts puke so bad? That
right?
because
was
the fear, I guess, like
because Ethereum puked and then everything else puked. Like what was
Yeah, dude.
like
Because Bitcoin puked and everything else puked, and
Bitcoin
then
didn't puke though.
it
Bitcoin
did.
just did a normal. I mean, sure. I guess it happening in one fell swoop makes
How
it.
fast it was is
But
kind of
Bitcoin didn't
crazy.
even break any support. Like I mean, there
But
was
in a
no
day,
there. If you looked at Bitcoin only and we're looking at the charts, like
yeah, I mean, nothing
I don't know, from like
unusual.
Friday night, it went from 106 on Friday to 92 on Sunday.
Yeah, so if we take it from
yeah,
that
but look how
Friday,
fast it climbed on its way up. Like I get it. Like it's going down and it looks scary, but like we just went in to test the range lows. Like I hindsight, sound mind. It's a lot easier to look back at this and be like, why
I don't
was
know. I
everyone
think
panicked? But like like
I think if they didn't
nothing happened to Bitcoin. You lost
talk
100K. That was
about
it.
tariffs, I think if they didn't talk tariffs today, like it would have gone down a lot worse.
Yeah, but like even
For sure.
tariffs, like how how concerned are we about the tariffs happening when it's we know this is how Trump postures,
yeah, I
right?
feel like
Even
his
even here
strategy
where
is
like it felt like it was getting closer, like in Canada, we were gonna fight back. It's gonna be this. Even that, I'm like, like I
I don't
don't
know.
think it's
I think there's a
happening. And if it
reason
does, it's not
why.
happening for any length of time. Like it's just this was a crazy amount of reaction.
I'm
There's
not
a
in the
reason why he chose to do it over the weekend, for sure. If it
Yeah.
I'm
happened
not big
midweek,
into
you would
well,
have been
maybe it didn't
destroyed.
really. Yeah.
We would
I'm
have
not
been. We would see 5% down on equities on S&P, for sure.
Yeah.
yeah, that's fair. I'm not
He like
big
used.
like
Go
in
ahead.
my bad. I'm not big into like politics or anything, but I think Trump's idea is just to threaten these things to get them to at least come sit down at the table and talk with them, talk some business and whatever they got to do.
Mhm.
As we see, they're paused
Yeah.
now, so
Yeah.
we'll
It's
see.
just Trump negotiations 101, right? Like
Yeah,
you
he's he,
you threaten shock and awe, and then you come up with a little bit of awe, and you get what you want, kind of thing, right? Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, it's crazy.
it's definitely interesting. Yeah, I see some rumors about BlackRock selling off Bitcoin, but I haven't been able to find anywhere that that's truthful.
No,
It's the
BlackRock
exchanges
just
selling.
holds the ETF, so they can't. They buy and sell based on market cap,
Right,
or they
but
buy and sell based on fund inflows. So I wouldn't worry about that. Yeah. I think if they didn't negotiate tariffs today, we would have seen another 10% down
Who
on
knows?
Bitcoin for
I'm
sure.
glad I'm glad they did.
No, because
But it
they
was
were never going to not negotiate tariffs today because Bitcoin was always going to hold at 90. 91%, 91K.
Right? They're like, well, Bitcoin's at that level already, guys. We have to do something.
I'm pretty sure they pivoted.
TA rules above behavior.
Pretty sure they pivoted when was it that Mexico, when they announced that Mexico was going to call Trump today, or like Trump was going to go see Mexico's person today.
So
Yeah,
Mexico saved us.
president,
Love
I
it.
believe it was, or something like that.
Let me pull up my Telegram because I get the
It looked like they sent
notifications.
like 10,000 troops to the border to help. They folded.
Right, but that was
the Turkish-
after the negotiations this morning.
Oh, I didn't see that.
What's the Watcher Guru? Here it is.
XRP had a crazy.
What day is it?
Yeah, Watcher Guru is like my go-to. I keep their notifications on.
I love how
so it was
they're
at
always watching for us.
5 p.m. is when they announced they were going to talk. 5 p.m. Pacific.
Oh, so that would have been like.
Yeah, like basically right at the bottom.
This is XRP, bro. 40%. Just sharp move down.
What's crazy too is MicroStrategy actually didn't buy any. I think during that.
Dang. Oh, well, he
during that
couldn't. He
dip.
had to wait till he had. Oh, well, I guess he could have yesterday, actually.
He could have.
And well, that would actually. What's crazy, bro, is that would be his first week in 12 weeks not buying any Bitcoin with MicroStrategy.
So this goes to show that we don't need Michael Saylor to buy every dip for it to keep going.
No, man. At this
what
point,
a crazy situation. I bet this is gonna happen more than once for sure.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I like looking at all these charts. I did a market analysis, and I believe I uploaded it to YouTube. It should be up there. But right before all this happened, and I had a little bit more of a bullish bias to it, but I kept pretty much with every chart is looking at it on the long term. Like, dude, this still has room to move down. Like, that's not out of the picture.
Right.
I don't believe it'll happen, but
pull up
definitely
Bitcoin again. I'll show you what happened for sure. Pull up Bitcoin. pull up the hourly. Look at that 1700 candle. I'm on Pacific time, so look at that last candle. That last big candle. What time was that for you?
19.
19. What are you, Central or Mountain?
Yeah, I'm Central.
Right. So
I think I have UTC on. I don't even know. Yeah, I think I have the right time.
The Watcher Guru at 5 said there was going to hold talks. Like, Bitcoin was in free fall at that point.
Yeah, for real.
So once they announced they had talks, that's when they started recovering. But like, I think Trump was watching this over the weekend and be like, okay, how are these tariffs going to play out on the market and whether or not they're going to have talks. No, for
He's
sure.
Like, the stock market cannot go.
Because like, if you do this during the week, it's going to crash. The stock market's going to crash.
Yeah, more than it already did with AI, with that AI coin
right?
too.
But like with the Bitcoin being 24/7 market, like he can watch it. And like crypto's not as big as the stock as equities, so it's safer in his eyes.
Right. Yeah, it'll be a sharper move, but
it was literally in free fall before they announced.
Yeah.
And did the Canadian dollar recover along with the peso after it dropped? It did. I didn't look.
Yeah, I was looking forward to the Canadian dollar just being down a little bit longer, but it didn't. It didn't last.
It seemed like it was a pretty quick dip. But yeah, either way, bro. I think as far as fibs go, like I don't know if you were here a minute ago, Rhodes, but I was marking up some charts. I think it was on Friday or even Thursday, and I recorded it. And I kept saying, like, on every chart, I'm like, dude, like, I'd love for this to keep going up, but we definitely got room to move down. And even what Garrison said, even if it were to wick down even a little farther, yep, right to there. I mean, that wouldn't even have been too crazy. I would have been like, oof, I wouldn't have wanted it.
Right.
But, it wouldn't have been.
I honestly wouldn't have minded because, like, my bad to cut you off, but like I said, it would have liquidated or, at least eliminated more buyers that have been sitting here since November.
Yeah. How's ETH looking? ETH still ain't recovered, or did it?
Oh, bro, like I don't even know. I gotta switch to the weekly chart here, figure out a new fib level.
Bro, ETH almost
just completely wiped out my fib level. So
yeah,
I guess I gotta go from here.
Yeah.
ETH really ETH really dipped out on us.
But
Honestly, bro,
it didn't close too much.
So here's the one that is an interesting a case here is that ETH rallies kind of always precede a market dump, or at least recently that's been the case. I haven't noticed that, but I've seen there's a lot of talk on it prior to this weekend that ETH is rallying. This is a time to stable out, and the market just puked right afterwards. So quite
Be
curious there.
be good to see another candle like this or something for ETH. Move. I really want to see it break just a hold above 4K. We have not been able to do that.
A scary look on ETH, though it's one
does.
that you're going to want to zoom out on. Is look at the ETH. Actually, I can pull it up here.
the dominance
You can
chart.
pull it up. Yeah, the ETH BTC.
Oh yeah.
There, it's in the midst of just a crazy channel. Although it did hold the upper range of that channel. So that wick there kind of supports the upper range of the channel decline it's been on for all the way back to May 24. And so it's just been in this free fall. But it's you zoom out and look at it back to where it was.
I'm trying to look on the weekly, but this thing's so weird.
December 25th, 2020, or right in that range was when it was last there, and then it really kind of rallied from there. So for your cycle, we could have just wicked the bottom on this channel range and could look to be pushing back up, and if we can break out of this channel that we're in, so roughly around 0.32, something like that, that's going to be a positive breakout. Yeah, about 0.33. So ETH BTC above 0.33, you could see a continued rally for ETH, and that could signify a bit of the alt push as well. So something to watch, anyways.
Yeah, nice.
I'd hope to see that, bro. It seems like really since what is that, January of 2022, ETH's kind of been in a at least dominance chart. ETH dominance chart shows it just kind of downhill. But we are in a zone where I think, like you said, if we hold, I think we can continue up. I don't think ETH's gone by any means.
Stole it
It's
there
just
for a second.
losing. I feel like the more it doesn't recover, the more popularity it loses. Like, and maybe I'm wrong, but it seems like Solana is taking over a little bit more of that popularity market share.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm holding both,
What's up,
but
Crypt
I think
D&D?
ETH is gonna do pretty well soon.
I hope it does, bro. I really hope it does. I think a lot of these alts, not really depend on it, but I feel like we're kind of waiting on that actually.
Yeah, and I think there's a good probability. I mean, it's like I said, it's mid range of the range. It's holding right on that midline, and so you could still lose that midline and continue to run it down lower back to where it got down to where this 0.22 or 0.23 range.
I'm still looking at them.
But it could like you could see a rally back on it. So
Rhodes, I actually have a question. Is there an ETF for Canadian stocks?
Yeah, we've had a Bitcoin proxy ETF for a period of time.
No, just like the S&P, but for Canadian stocks.
We don't think it pays enough attention to the TSX and whether or not there is a ETF for it. I would assume that there is, but following crypto, and then usually it's just the ETF that you're looking for is a U.S. market base as it is. So, if I'm acquiring ETS, I'm looking at a Vanguard ETS and just doing that. But as for crypto, we have had crypto betas, or at least forms of ETS already. And then I think we actually have official ETS coming as well. I don't know what the difference is there. I know my father-in-law has been in a Bitcoin ETF or version of an ETF for the last year plus, and been in and out of that. and that's the way he plays it. But yeah, keeps asking me if it's going to go lower. Keeps wanting it to go lower. And I tell him no, not likely. But he did sell a fairly good portion on the last rally up to 60, 65 on that first run up. He sold half of his position and played it pretty well, unlike myself. So kudos to him taking profits.
Yeah.
As a traditional investor loves to do.
Yeah, I mean, nice retracements all around, I guess. Some deep ones for sure. A little bit unexpected
Honestly,
for sure.
great opportunities to get in the market if you weren't before.
Yeah.
Even I think for some of the alts, great opportunities. The dollar cost
Compound capital
average.
of $60 is crazy.
Do you ride that thing round trip, bro?
Some of it, yeah. I started off.
Don't worry, I did the same thing with GRT. Bro, that thing hit 10 cents. I was like, oh god, I'm scared, but I guess I just have to buy more.
I actually
Bro,
started.
I'm thinking I was gonna do the same thing for some of mines, but it looks like we're just going up. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Might as well hold from here.
I'm like,
Can't go
look, bro,
much
if I was
lower.
wrong before, I'm gonna keep being wrong. Bye.
Um, let's see here. Some other altcoins that we haven't really talked about. Solana did a little bit, but decent wicks,
Yeah,
textbook
and
hitting
I
the
was
fib
looking at
levels.
percentage drops too. It looks like Solana dropped only about 20%. Bitcoin dropped about 10. It looked like ETH dropped about 40, and along with a lot of the alts. So it seems like the alts are kind of moving along with ETH too. Where
Yeah.
I don't know
Oh
about these
my
Solana coins
gosh.
or memes how they're
Yeah,
moving, but yeah,
if you take it from Friday
yeah,
or
from
Saturday, the top of Saturday, it's 35%.
yeah, well, yeah. I think I used the top of the wick probably, but
Yeah. Or I
just
mean,
to
take it from the
just to make
top of
ETH look
Friday,
bad.
it's 40.
Close. But yeah, either way, bro, that's I was kind of
Yeah,
looking at that. Solana didn't only seem to drop about 20 per about half of that. But it does seem like a lot of the altcoins we've been watching, like
it's
GRT, I think, bro, dropped 40% or more, if I remember correctly.
it's
Dude,
definitely
I just
taking
remember
off some
looking.
net levels.
Yeah, it's like 45%. I was like, oh god, bro. But again, if you pull it out on the weekly, man, and look back really where we were marking it up all the way it was in March, early March of 2024. We were waiting for these levels, the 12-cent levels, and now here we are again, bro. 12 to 14-cent levels. These are great opportunities for
Jesus,
GRT
what
to
is here?
you know buy in.
And like,
This is where I bought in on GRT
and if you
originally.
want confluence, if you want kind of that indicator, is that Ethereum is driving alts.
Yep.
Ethereum, in terms of where it's been, for your cycle wise, it is overdue for a rally. It's
Yeah.
overdue by a month on the terms of where it needs to rally versus BTC dominance. And if that occurs, then it's go season for alts. So you're
Yep.
getting back in at discount prices prior to the most recent kind of rallies to get into some of these alts. So
Yeah, I didn't think a
DCA
lot
is
of
probably your best move at the moment, because there's there's still uncertainty in the terms of where ETH stands and whether or not it's breaking out or anything like that. It's still got some moving to do, but I think this is a great time to be DCAing in.
Oh yeah, bro. I know a couple guys that in our Discord were buying in some of the ISO 222 tokens that fell down a little bit.
yeah,
I think they're
XRP
looking at
took a big hit, but it's back up.
yeah. XRP took like a very big hit, bro.
Yeah,
Let me see, where's H bar? There it is.
from
Yeah, H
Friday.
bar I think did too, 40%. But I mean, bro, if you were to buy in again, I mean, you're up 60%, which is pretty crazy too. To think about. But I don't know
IOTA's
many
another
people.
one.
A lot of people are probably scared. Nobody really probably aped in at that time.
Buy fear, sell greed. That's what they say, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bro.
It's
You gotta
hard.
buy in a good way. It
It
is,
is.
It
bro.
It is
very,
really
very,
hard.
very hard.
When you were looking at it yesterday and the bloodbath that was going on, it's just like, oh sheesh, right? Like, what is? I mean, yeah, when there's not a like I don't know when there's not enough of a strong narrative, and I know tariffs are scary, but like they they're not there yet, right? So like when there's not a war, crashing economies, banks going under, those are very real things to be kind of worried about, um, because they've happened and they're a little less controllable, right? Tariffs being forced on by a president that loves to talk is something to act on a V-shaped recovery, right? So those are kind of scenarios that are a lot different. But the bottom still looks scary on Ethereum and some of the alts and meme coins, where it's just like, oh my gosh, have they died compared to Bitcoin? And
Right.
that's the challenge that
Like,
I
could they
think we
have
all
kept going too? Like,
Mhm.
it's
Will they
always,
recover?
yeah.
Yeah,
And that's the hard part about selling too and taking our profits is, will it keep
yeah,
going?
yeah, yeah. Now that we have this flush out, are we just going to rally right to the moon, right? Like,
Right.
so when it goes up, you're not going to want to take any profits now, right? But
Literally, bro. Yeah, no,
that's
it's
where you watch levels, and you see a level and you see it approaching a previous high, and you take a bit of profit, whatever the case may be, and you may lose out on some profits, but at least then you've locked in.
Right. At least take some of your initials.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I gotta think about taking profits now. At some point,
Well,
it seems like
here's
we're getting close.
the way to think about taking profits is that when you take profits, you get into a position where you have sideline capital that when these flush outs happen, if you so choose, you can load back in on a dip, right? If you don't take profits, then you don't have sideline capital. When you don't have sideline capital, you just, you hold and pray, or you sell and try to get back in during the run, which is usually not a good move unless you really see it coming. But like, yeah, you have that opportunity to take shots if you take profits.
Yeah, especially on moments like that.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any other coins?
You pull up
Um,
Sui. Sui
so
was a
I was
good
just looking
buy,
at that one.
under 3.
And hype.
why do I not have that marked yet?
Yeah, Sui, Aave,
Might be.
I mean, all the ISO 222 tokens. I still, it's really the same coins I say every week are the same ones I'm looking at, even though they dipped. I mean, all of them dipped about almost equally 40%, bro, which is kind of gnarly.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the
I need
40%
Sui to hit
range.
$10, and then I'll sell everything for
If
sure.
if you're taking if you take fibs from like some of these from the lows to these initial highs, like to where we hit, I guess
Perfect
in
retracement,
early
bro.
January, a lot of them have wicked down to that 786 level, like that last level of support, but we're holding this like 618 level close, like when the candles close, as you can see here. But Sui, yeah, I mean a strong dip as well, but is pulling back, coming back up pretty strong. Sui is 44%, 45% down over the weekend, but
Looks like hype kind of held well, actually. I mean, it dipped a little, but it's back,
well, you
kind of
can.
just
What is it?
hype.
Hype.
It
Yeah,
fell
hype was super
30%, but
resilient
it's,
through it all.
yeah, I mean, it's just chilling, bro. It's kind of just, it's been kind of in that same, it's just not really broken out of its range. So it's not like it was a super absurd drop. It's just kind of been playing in that, that not like 20 to $30 zone roughly. Not exact, but
I don't know if I. This one here,
yeah.
hyperliquid.
Yep. It's kind of just been just going sideways for a while.
Is it a new coin, or does this just have no history on this chart?
No, that's accurate. You're looking at the right one.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, take it from this initial low all the way up here. You could probably even just take it from here. Held. The
Does
618
anybody trade
level.
Caspa?
What?
Does anybody trade Caspa?
Caspa. I think I have that marked on here.
We're about to start mining Caspa, and then I can
No, I
sweep
don't. I
out
have
of it.
Kusama. Holy
Save a lot
cow.
of money.
Yeah, I know some buddies that had quite a bit of Caspa. Don't look like that their bag's doing too well at the moment.
It was good when you were like the first people to mine it, but then yeah,
What's
that one.
the... Oh,
That one,
here.
yeah. Any of them works, yeah. Was it 10 cents? We were considering it at about like 20 cents, and then you know
I mean,
I don't think
yeah.
it's gonna
This kind of
divert.
looks like Bitcoin's from
It's a Bitcoin
November.
L2 basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's following just like Bitcoin is, kind of holding right at this level.
Yeah.
Like bounced, a couple
ApeCoin got
times.
trashed yesterday.
Did it?
Yeah.
Went back to a level that I've marked up.
Chainlink looking
But
good
that
still.
is
Makers under 1,000.
Yeah, bro, I saw that. It went to like
781.
yeah,
Would you
crazy.
buy it again if it hit $500?
Uh, I mean, how can I say no? But it's just I feel like
I,
it's
I'd probably
slowly.
pass actually. I'd rather put the 500 in Aave.
Filecoin maybe now.
Dude,
Filecoin
Filecoin
took
is
a
supposed
big
to
dip,
be
bro.
like Filecoin's supposed to be like the top signal. Like if Filecoin starts moving,
Yeah, I'm scared to buy it now at this level.
Dude, it's been holding above $3 for ages, bro.
Look at this chart, dude. It had a crazy move early 24.
When did it top last range there? Was that like what, early December? No, this last top.
Right here?
Yeah,
No,
Or
December.
this one here. Okay. Yeah, December.
December 5th. That's when we kind of most recently topped out when it comes to memes and alts.
Yeah. You could have round tripped this thing
So
twice and
Filecoin's an interesting barometer.
yeah, I told you, Filecoin when it moves up, that's kind of when you gotta sell.
That's the
Yeah,
last one. Okay.
leave it ranging.
Yeah, I mean it's held this level for years at this point.
Yeah. What else are you guys looking at?
Chainlink had a, again, strong move down but held some good levels. I think Chainlink's going to remain pretty strong. I know they've been getting some good partnerships, I think, with XRP and stuff, so Uniswap, of course. I will
If you guys
really
want to
like
see
this level.
if you guys want to see a weird chart, look at BNB on the daily.
Holy. Let's see.
No, like keep zooming out. It's like a stable coin.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna go to the weekly. Jeez, yeah, it's a slow moving chart for sure.
What is it?
BNB. It's like a stable
Finance.
coin.
Finance coin.
This was XRP before it ran to $3.
True. This could be a good buy, honestly.
Yeah, I have never marked it up.
Dude, XRP is
It's
ripping
top
back
point,
up.
so
Really? Let me see. Let me pull it up.
I mean,
let's go to the 4-hour.
Can you buy XRP on Coinbase?
yeah, they brought it back. Yeah, even though it dropped 43%, it's up 60.
Yeah.
That's
Let's see how long you had to
a
catch the
decent,
bottom. You didn't even have 30 minutes to catch the bottom.
I mean that bottom for sure, but like that's
Yeah,
all
you had a little
minutes.
bit to catch it at $2 or like
That would have been a
$2.20.
fire entry, bro.
Oh no, I
Yeah,
still feel bad buying XRP at this price, I feel like.
I agree. It's hard to. It's just because it's at all-time highs already. There's better risk to
I don't
reward,
know.
I guess, than others.
I still
But
feel like it's a good price, bro. Like,
It
keeping in
looks strong.
perspective that it was the second largest crypto. I mean, bro, you're looking at a $8 XRP if that happens again, and ETH doesn't look like it's gaining much more attention than XRP is by any means.
Yeah,
But it does have
it's
quite a bit.
third right now.
Yeah, I would
You
say, but
don't
it
think
does
we'd
have quite a
see
bit.
8,000 ETH?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think we could, bro. But
I think ETH. If you look at ETH price and XRP price, like ETH is just 1,000 times more expensive per coin. If you look at it,
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I like XRP.
If I were going
It'll
for
be around
percentage,
clearly for the
you
next
think
5,
who
10 years bare minimum.
you think
it just
ETH will hit
depends.
10K or ETH will hit $10 first?
Shit.
10K for sure.
If it
10K
hits, if
ETH
it
over $10 XRP. It's the same amount of gain,
that'd be
relatively.
Yeah, but I
crazy.
don't. I think XRP hits that. I mean, percentage wise, you're getting way more off XRP.
No, it's the
Yeah,
same.
go.
Percentage wise,
Yeah,
from what price to what price?
from 2.74 to
Yeah.
10 versus 2.8
2.86, right?
to
66%.
10. It's close. It's
Oh,
like 1
okay.
or 2% off.
Yeah, both over 200, close to 250%.
Yeah, I'm telling
I
you,
don't know,
ETH
bro.
and
At this point,
XRP are
at
just
this point, I trust XRP more than ETH.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Uh,
don't know.
but
It's hard to say.
I think the likelihood is still ETH.
probably.
I'm just
Yeah.
keeping ETH then if it's likely on ETH. I was gonna buy
I
some
mean,
XRP.
it's hard to say. It's fun to speculate about, but I, honestly, I don't know, bro.
That should be a poly market bet.
It should actually.
Can you
Right?
We
make
should.
it? Can you
That's a good
make your
one.
own
I
poly
think
market
you can
bet?
suggest them. I think
Yeah.
That would be a
that's a fun one.
long-term hold for sure. Unless it just happens like this year, but
No, it should happen this year. If it's not happening this year, it's not happening for another 4 years.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think if we keep moving at the same pace, XRP will definitely smoke it before ETH. But if something happens where ETH gains some attention here, something happens for it where we finally start getting some buys and some market attention and market cap back into it, then yeah. But if that doesn't happen in the next couple months, bro, I think XRP takes it over, depending on how the ISO 222 tokens fare by November, because by November the coexistence period ends. So if that's true and everything they said that's going to happen, I mean, I'd bet on XRP first, but it just depends, bro, on really what happens. I think for the attention going to ETH, it's tough to say, honestly.
XRP does have a lot of eyes on it right now for sure.
I actually don't hold any more XRP. I wrote it up and dipped out.
I mean, it's
I love it.
I don't know. I don't like how they do market cap versus fully diluted market cap on coin market cap, because ETH is basically fully diluted already, and XRP is half.
Yeah, but they both have burning mechanisms.
I don't know. It sounds like half of them's held in the treasury, ready to be sold off.
They might be, bro. Hey, if they
XRP,
get bought,
I do know the team holds a decent amount, but
as
Apparently,
long
they
as they
hold like
get bought, bro, and
40% right
held,
now.
they're getting ready to sell it.
Oh, for sure, but that's not gonna help the price.
No. Well, if everybody buys it and they're not selling it. Oh, the crypt ENV. There's if you look on Swift or if you even go to Google and look up ISO 222 tokens, like literally ISO 222. If you look it up, you can find Swift's website. And right now we're in a coexistence period between messaging systems. One that's currently called MT, and then the ISO 222 one, which utilizes the compliant tokens like XRP, XLM, Algorand, Quant, IOTA. I'm sure I missed a couple, but yeah, there's technically a coexistence period that goes on until November of 2025 this year, and that
Sounds like
coexistence. Go ahead.
it sounds like the period before aliens take over.
Right?
Coexistence, right? Like
And then we're one.
then we're one. So
But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, that's something I've been watching for a while now. So for us to be like in the year 2025 and we're months away, it's kind of like, huh, let's see if this actually plays out.
Yeah, we'll see if the cycle continues or if it changes.
Yeah. We'll
Is there
see.
any
But I
We're on
still
other?
think,
uh we're on 39 on the crypto fear and greed index,
Nice. I like to see that.
right? Just barely in the fear zone.
yeah, honestly, bro, I just feel like we have a lot higher to go. Um, hail the alien overlords, I guess. True that, brother. True that. Hey, look, if they're handing out bitcoins, I'll hail the alien overlords for sure.
Yeah,
As long as they're still worth 100K or more.
Any other
But
coins anybody wants to look at?
not that I can think of, bro.
Rocket Pool's really been
Oh
struggling.
God,
I think this is going to be one of my bear market holds, though. Maybe I'll swap into this over the next couple months, and
I don't know, bro. I need some attention.
it
What's
was
it
just,
ranking on? What's its market cap? Rocket Pool.
yeah, this might, we'll see.
Oof, goodness. Yeah, I'd consider that a little more of a high risk play at this point. Number 600 on Coin or 400 on
Damn,
CoinGecko, I think
bro,
it was.
they made a lot of noise when they first came out, and then
Yep.
just dwindled down.
And then everybody all of a sudden got 32 ETH.
For real.
They didn't need it anymore. But yeah, no.
Switch over to NFTs or
How's the NFTs looking, bro? It's been a while since I've heard about an NFT, man. I haven't
they've
been
been
on Twitter
rough.
in a while. I've been so busy.
What
Quirky's had a
is?
good, like, really just yesterday someone swept 11 of them.
Oh, nice.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Someone swept like 8 an hour ago, so that's why they've moved up, but they were also at a level where they tend to bounce from anyway, like that 0.7 range.
Yep.
So they were due. Um, Quirkies are like the most stable NFT in my opinion. They just
They need they need another rally. It's been a while since Quirkies have had a rally. It'd
think
be
it's
nice to
due.
see one.
I think it's due.
It is due, right? Yeah, NFT volume has been level flat. One of the more interesting elements of that is that we are seeing OpenSea start to gain traction in terms of both transactional volume as well as uh, total ETH volume. Buyer to seller ratio also looks to be stronger over the last little bit than usual. So that is actually really good to see. It's hovering around this 1.0 range, even though it doesn't feel like NFTs are particularly strong right now. We are starting to see some increase of buyer accumulation. Now, of course, there is the aspect of OpenSea 2.0 and the farming point element aspect of it. Basically, OpenSea has introduced or is promoting very similar, if not identical, behavior as we've seen with Blur. Trade more, get more points. More points means more airdrop, that sort of thing. So we'll see. To get access to OpenSea 2.0, you have to have the Genesis token, which allows you then to uh, get on OpenSea 2.0 and use it. So that's the aspect there.
I'm having a lot of problems with OpenSea, I feel like lately. Just trying to use the platform, connect my wallet. Sometimes it's weird or slow.
I mean, it's been so long since I've like used it.
The phone
Um,
app always crashes for me. I don't know what
yeah,
it is.
yeah. It's now Magic Eden to look at collections and Blur to trade still, and it just feels like that's still the the ideal way to navigate
It's smart for OpenSea to
NFTs.
try to do something. They obviously have to, or they're gonna continue to lose market share. So,
It was smart for them to do it like 2 years
well,
ago.
yeah, yeah. They're a little
Now it's
behind, but
yeah. Now it's like they got the sponge and they're just trying to get the last little bit of
it's fair. Yeah,
liquidity out of there.
it looks
Um,
rare. They fell off.
Yeah. So, but yeah, this is the more interesting aspect here is that you see this volume shift over the last little bit. Um, to the extent, I mean, it doesn't look super crazy on this chart, but you are seeing now on a lot of collections where OpenSea has a good majority of the listings that do exist near the floor or at the floor, and then of course the dominance of transactions is still remained really strong here, where it leads almost all of it, and has for a large period of time. So there's that. Daily active users, unique traders, it has been trending down from our kind of peak range of mid-December. Kind of like what we had in 2023 as well. November, December was a bit of a rally point, and then faded off into the new year. We're still hoping for a rally for NFTs here in the Q1 range. Of course, my language has changed. It went from expecting NFTs to kind of show strength through the second half of January and move on. Now it's hoping and Q1. So, a bit of a narrative shift there. A lot of that I think is just, Ethereum, et cetera, that exists there. So pullback here, we're almost pulled back to baseline from where we were 6 months ago. So you see this rally up in Ethereum, and then this general pullback across the board for the indexes. And so that's a bit different. On the 30 days, Miladies are up, captains are up, Miladies counter trade, everything. It feels like they were pretty stable here over the last week or so. And then everything else is generally down. Quirky's actually, as you said, stable at 5% down only, and probably past that now here today with where things are at. And I mean, some of these collections are going to also show like all these dips here that you see. This is not reflecting today.
Yeah, I would say abnormal. Because I think the reason why they look so strong, like for example, Pudgies, I mean, they were at 30 ETH before the token dropped. So yeah, a dip down to 11 ETH sounds pretty rough, but some people might have just took a round trip, and that's okay.
Yeah, so Azuki, 76% dip. They got as low as like, where did they get, like 2.8 or something like that? I've seen. I was looking at them yesterday to try and level out some prices here. So we zoom back here, about 2.8. That's kind of the local floor there, back up to about 3. Just crazy for an Azuki to be at that price. Of course, with cheaper ETH as well.
Good time to buy.
Good time. It's been a good time to buy Azuki for a little bit of time here. With NFTs in the past, it's always like the good time to buy is tomorrow. That's one thing to keep in mind, is that because they're low liquidity, your prices are going to trickle down, spike, trickle down, right? So it's a lot more prevalent in NFTs than what we see with crypto and other assets because of just the nature of them. Pudgies are down 50%. Azuki Elementals down 81%. This is a 30-day. Ladies up 22. So very similar to my data overall. Doodles right at this 40 is kind of where they generally have been for a good range of time here. Apes are down 20, Beans 80. So you can see that on the 7-day.
Oh, Beans at 1.1? Dang.
Yeah, right? Like, and Beans are cool, but so like, I mean, for the collector aspect of it, there's some really nice value.
Makes me want to
Yeah, exactly. For the speculation aspect of it all, again, I think there's really good value across the board on most NFT collections now. That if you're adding any here, I think this is a really good opportunity to do some accumulating and scoop up some of these values.
I got a little speculation. Go ahead. I was going to
say, given the strength that we had through December, I think we're likely to see that continue and rally. So this is a good opportunity to get in on some of these collections. And to be honest, they're all looking at probably pretty good value outside of maybe Miladies, just given that they've held and are in this 5 ETH range, which has kind of been one of their sticking ranges. So if the market continues to dump, then Miladies will probably be the one that's up, and I'll look foolish in that respect. But I think everything here looks pretty good. Everything has rebounded pretty well from the drop that we've seen. Rebounded very similar to the way everything else has. It's just there's still value given the fact that Ethereum is down as much as it is. Your speculation, Crypto G?
Yeah, I have a little speculation question, I guess, about Bored Apes. Do you think we could see them at 50 ETH again? Like holding at a 50 ETH floor?
My target for them is 40.
Okay.
So I think 50 is within range. But yeah, I think to me when I zoom out on apes, 40 to me are what look um, quite realistic
Because what was their
to
top?
occur.
Like 80?
So 40 is right back here.
Okay.
Their top was actually there's I saw this one here. I've used it in the past, but this was actually got some really good long-term charts. WGMI, only Ethereum, and right now
Just for
it's
NFTs.
yeah. So we go back and now we can click it. Oh, sorry, this chart here.
Oh,
So
okay. Oh,
they
dang.
peaked at 155
Holy
or
cow.
153. Yeah. Now that was a short peak around the other side. If you looked at like sustainable ranges and prices, like closer to like the
100.
110 range.
And then ETH at that point, that was in 2022.
Yeah,
So ETH
April
at that point was like
2022.
all-time highs as well.
ETH was like 3,600. Yeah, it was higher for sure.
It dips. It had a dip in 21, but yeah. Dang. That actually kind of looks like the ETH chart. It just doesn't have the pump back up like ETH did yet.
There we go. Right.
I think if you see ETH going up, you can ape, apes will go up.
It's hard to say
Yeah,
they won't.
yeah. I think that's probably a lot of the the fear right now in NFTs is just is ETH dead, right? That's kind of the weekend sentiment. At least that's what ran through my mind. Is like, oh my god, ETH, right?
Right.
Like ETH has just been beat up. It hasn't shown strength, and we keep saying, hey, it should show strength. Hey, it hasn't hit all time high. All this kind of stuff with ETH, and it just continues to be a lagger. And there's a lot of things that you can point to with ETH to say, okay, that's why, right? Like the foundation's selling and they're not showing a lot of strength. They don't know, they're not as innovative. They're so like kind of caught up, and Ethereum's not generating the revenues it used to. So there's a lot that you can look at for ETH and be like, not so great. But Ethereum is also like the amount of tech and the amount of stuff that's built up on top of it, and in terms of a crypto ecosystem, it's still well beyond anything else. So if you believe that Ethereum is still a prominent, top 5 crypto chain, then it should rebound, and as it does, we get some confidence back in Ethereum. Then the assets and the chains that exist on it should rally. So, I guess that's your come to face the fact moment, right?
Yeah, it'll be interesting how NFTs have been weird this cycle. I feel like they're really being pumped by announcements, I feel like. They don't just really pump out of nowhere. Pudgy's pumped because of the McDonald's collab originally, or not McDonald's, Walmart collab
Walmart,
originally,
yeah,
I'd say. And then they had the coin speculation, which happened, Pudgy, is that what their coin's called, Pudgy? And then
yeah.
that dropped, and then now we're here. So
But like the fundamental business model of it all, that all hasn't changed, and it's going to continue to conceivably do well, right? They got gaming coming up. They still have really good IP. They have the revenue
100%.
streams, right? So like,
I think
Pudgy anywhere in this like 8 ETH range, 9 ETH range is like a definite buy. Where they're at now, I think there's probably still opportunity for them to come back a bit. Just given where they've kind of settled prior to the token launch at that like 8-9 ETH range.
it's hard to decipher on price, but in my opinion, like Pudgy's will, well, not Pudgy specifically. I think people are just looking for sustainable business models now with NFT projects and um, not necessarily real world utility. People love to see that, obviously, but just getting it mainstream, like Pudgies have done with Walmart, and then Doodles with McDonald's, and everything like that. So I think that's
This
what tends to move them.
this is a really effective way to look at NFT prices over
Yeah, I do like
a long
that.
range. Um, it's super effective to see that price over that range. Zuki's actually been pretty stable outside of its periods of rally.
Just after, yeah.
This is the one that caught me a bit off guard, is the fact that when it did move, can I hide the USD? I expected the ETH to get up more so towards this like 15 ETH range, right, to where we got in the past, and it fell short to like the 14. I guess it's kind of still in that lower range, so it's still not too crazy for it to have gotten up to that high and held, or versus where it did go on the token launch. Now where it's at, like, it hasn't been this low since June, but most of the rally from it was token expectations, because anime has been on the horizon for such a long period of time. So it's a little harder to gauge with Azuki, right? What's the next catalyst? I mean, you believe in a lot of extra catalysts, but it's not as apparent as it was with just the token.
Yeah, once they launch that, maybe that'll be the catalyst.
So yeah, Pudgy's 8.4, kind of where I expect them to potentially get back to. This 8 ETH range has been kind
That's a
of
pretty sharp drop.
still a ways for them to go, right? So they're at like 11 right now. They still have a few ETH where they could go down to. Just given previous ranges, right? Prior to this rally, there was no expectation of a token, so this was kind of their range, right? So has it gotten better with a token? No, I mean, you have the token with the maybe plays into the gaming in the game, right? But like, any other particular collections, Danksy,
Here
crypto?
was the one we were looking at before that looks cool. Starts with a J. Jirasan.
Jirasan, yes.
Oh yeah, I've been seeing a lot about them.
And they
I
still
have.
have a token expectation.
Is that all they're like? Is that all they've done?
Well, they're a rebrand of Project Gajira. The team also came out with Bullx, a popular meme coin trading
Oh,
platform,
okay.
and then so now we're just waiting for that token launch, etc. They got down as low as 0.55 through this dip. They were really hovering around this like 1 ETH range for a good range, and now they're at 0.65.
I like the art. It's
Yeah,
interesting.
the art's
Different.
good. I think the current price is uh, not a bad entry here. But yeah, they're. I mean, a lot again. Token speculation here. I would DYOR in the terms of token expectation and timeline, etc. I'll probably put some more research into it, because given the fact that where they're sitting at 0.65 is pretty good. Now they've dipped prior to everything else kind of cascading. So they dipped last week, but that was also with the pudgy pullback and everything else that kind of had that pullback the week before, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm really liking the price of beans. I hope I'm gonna try to wait a little bit. If they drop below 0.1, I probably will for sure scoop one out. But hopefully I don't miss it and they you know, now just run a 1 ETH and I'm just missed.
Let's see beans on here.
There's some decent ones on the floor too. There must be a bot war going on right now, actually, because I just realized all these are getting relisted just below what was currently the floor.
Oh. Yeah, this price here is like what, basically all-time low for beans.
Hmm.
And like, how hard is it for Azuki to roll out with like bean merch, like not even merch, but like toys or IP that like really could take off, right? Like, I don't know. I think that's what I've always liked about anything in the Azuki realm, is that both their art and IP and the market that it conceivably
It's
exists for
really
them is crazy, right? So like, it just seems like, um, you know, such an obvious value there. But
yeah. I'm gonna keep an eye out. I'm gonna keep a close eye out. Um, like I said, I think there's a little bot war going on right now, so I'm just gonna let that play out. Cause yeah, these were all listed like 2 minutes ago from the same wallet.
and it could just be, people flushing
Yeah,
out some of their
I'm gonna look at
post
this
airdrop.
wallet. Holy cow. Yeah, this must be a loan wallet actually, because they got 60 pudgies sitting in there. 42 bored apes sitting in there. Yeah, this is a loan wallet.
Do
That's
you
what it
think
is.
do you think if there's any like fallout from um Blur losing kind of the primary go-to to OpenSea, and some of those farmers on Blur, like maybe although I guess they could just do the same thing over in OpenSea. So, but like, conceivably that's
That's
part of it.
probably exactly what they'll do.
Hmm.
Blur will be
But
like, all right, guys, no more. And then, fine, we'll go to OpenSea.
right,
And then it restarts a vicious cycle.
Elementals at 0.28.
So, yeah, I think a lot of loans are getting called right now just because of how low they dipped.
That one's cool.
Oh, is that the elemental? Okay.
Yeah.
I got scared for a second when I saw 0.2 ETH and I thought it was just the regular Azuki. Oh,
Bye.
not scared. Yeah, it's like, hold on, I gotta go.
Right. But that's part of the
Good thing
problem
I
with
didn't do
Azuki,
the loan thing for one. I would have been crying.
right? Yeah. There are some nice elementals hanging out. Like, wow, these are like super nice elementals. Sub 0.3.
Dang. Yeah, very interesting at these levels.
Like all three of these female ones are like really good. I like this one here is definitely like brandable.
I've always
It's a nice.
wanted a bean. I never really. Ozuki, like, they were always out of my price range, kind of, for NFTs, but
Mm-hmm.
beans were always like, okay, this is a little bit closer, and now they're at 0.138, $400 a pop. But yeah, I don't have really anything else for NFTs.
You want to take a spin into meme coins, Danksy?
Yeah, I was looking at Harambe
Uh-oh, is it
actually.
back?
It's a good time to buy.
It didn't have any more to go down, so it's holding well. Is that
Yeah,
what
it's an 8
happened?
mil market cap, which is crazy. I think
Is that what?
8
80
mil
mil.
market cap,
Oh, okay. What's
and I
its
think
high?
like 100. Yeah,
Okay, so Harambe. I actually pulled Harambe off of my watch list.
Is
And
that is that a signal, a bottom signal, or maybe it's a top signal?
It's HAR.
HAR. See, I can't even spell it. That's also a bottom signal right there. Maybe that's why it's not doing well. Is we can't even spell it. Yeah. So it got as low as 50 mil. So back to lows of February.
I mean, it's now or never. So it's like
Right.
gonna
You
be depending
either
upon.
this is like a put it in and sit. Don't worry about if it goes down, just wait for it to go up. And I would not put a big bag. It's a lottery.
Yeah.
Is this like a lottery ticket maybe?
Yeah, I mean, 10-15% more is only what I'm looking at for upside, and then I'm like a little bit concerned about the 100 million ceiling, and then this like downtrend continuation. Yeah, I know there's some with great conviction in it, and I just don't know if I.
We need Harambe memes to make a comeback.
How
Yeah,
is he
maybe
gonna
they
get
just need
memes,
to
bro? How are they gonna get make Harambe memes? He's already been dead.
Yeah,
what if they
that's
just
it,
like
right? Like what?
someone brings them back to life with AI.
Oh,
There it is. Get
Oh,
on it.
yeah, I better not. I
Somebody
shouldn't
make
have
a
said
all
that.
right.
reenactment of the guy falling into the cage.
Everybody buy Harambe tonight, and Garrison's gonna make an AI meme. That's gonna go crazy.
Can you build an AI Harambe bot? I guess you can do
If you're on
the
this
like.
call, you know the
I
people.
saw, what was it? I saw where like you can use your own, like, it was YouTube, and I don't know how real it was, but like your own face as your avatar. And so one guy, he was off talking, standing up and walking around, and then he had his like face avatar speaking, and it looked fully real. Now, if you could do that for like, how people have their punks and apes as their like avatar when they don't want to dox, if you
Yeah,
can do that for Harambe and bring Harambe to life, and like, maybe have some like voice modulator, and like,
let's just make Harambe 2.0, and it'll be
and
like,
have an X account and make Harambe like legit come to life.
yeah,
Let's make
Play the
Harambe cool
music,
again.
and let's make Harambe. Yeah, that could
Maha,
work.
Maha.
But yeah, this trend channel since November hasn't particularly been good, and so a break above that maybe, but I I I don't like it. But I also removed it from my watch list. So
Does that when you do that typically, Roach, does it tend to go up or down when you remove stuff from it?
I don't know. I removed a bunch today after the bloodbath. I mean, my watch list is pretty
Usually, anytime I sell or get rid
heavy.
of something, it pumps.
I
So,
got 50 on the watch list. I removed a bunch of AI stuff, which means it's probably near the bottom for some AI stuff. But like, I don't know.
GameStop still floating around.
Some of these market caps, like Trisig is at 13 mil, and then it's 20 mil. Like, there's some pretty low market cap still on this at this point. But like, you look at these rebounds, 42%, 297% for Cloudy. Like that, I don't. It died and then came back to life, all within 24 hours. Here, got down to 5 mil, and then back up to 30 mil.
Would you say
So
betting on meme coins is like buying NFTs almost? Like it's
It's
pure
even better. It's
speculation,
even
I
better
guess,
than
right?
betting on NFTs.
Yeah, because NFTs
Yes.
won't just flash crash to zero or
There's just liquidity
f
on meme
flat.
coins, not like NFTs.
Yeah, for sure. Unless you buy the wrong ones.
43% on KeyCat. I mean, some of the old memes have got a nice little rebound.
How's your fart coin doing,
Resilience.
bro?
Fartcoin presented a really nice dip level at this 500 mil, but we're still in this downtrend channel, and it's we got another kind of 2-day bounce, but then we're also in this trend channel down, and that's with a Joe Rogan kind of chat about it,
Is he
right?
pumping it?
Well, he didn't.
Did he fart in
His,
his mic? What's going on?
no, he talked about Fartcoin in one of his recent. At least I seen that across the X timelines. I didn't actually hear it for myself, but like when Joe Rogan's not running it, you know,
Yeah,
that's a
he's
bit.
definitely talked about farts on there for sure.
No, I mean he's actually talked about the coin because you know it's. I mean it's definitely something worth talking about, right?
Yeah, I would
Right.
say so.
Right?
Let me buy some first, and then let's start talking about it.
What hasn't Joe Rogan talked about?
That dude's had
That's also very true.
thousands of hours. I don't even know how he can have that many guests. Obviously, he's had a lot of repeat people on there, but he's been doing
What
it.
does he do? Like 3 a week, or like every
It's
other day he's
crazy.
got one dropping
He's been doing it for like
for 3
20 years
hours?
too, isn't he?
Yeah. I mean, I guess, when that's what you do, all you got to do is just be able to sit down and
Have a
talk. So
conversation,
it's not
right?
like it's the
And yeah,
hardest thing to do, but you have to have a very good skill for it,
If
and
I
he
had to
obviously
do
does.
podcasts like him every couple of times a week, I would be pretty drained, I think.
Yeah. But then, he's just sitting down and talking, right? And he's
I
well
mean, he was
connected
a
in the
TV
types.
host for
Yeah,
like
true.
10 years. He did Fear Factor and
Yeah.
UFC.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's been around
He's
forever.
skilled at it, right?
I remember watching him in Fear Factor when he still had hair.
He used to
He
be a
had hair?
comedian. He used to be a comedian, like stand-up
Yeah, bro.
comedian.
If you
Yeah,
look
that's
him up
where
in
it
the
all
Fear Factor
started.
days.
It all started when he had hair.
No,
Yep,
well, yeah,
it did.
but he actually opened up a comic or a comedic club. I don't know the proper term.
The
A
comedy
comedy
club.
club. Yeah, a comedy in Texas, and he's like, I don't know, he's trying to bring back the old vibes of comedy. He said it's not the same anymore. I think I was listening to him and some other comedian as well on his podcast, but I don't remember who.
Any other memes you're looking at there?
What do you guys think about Pepe? I hear some people talking about that again.
Well, it's now back on being the cycle top coin, given that Trump has pulled back so much. Pepe as low as what, 3 billion, back up to 4.5. So nice rally off the lows for Pepe. 3 billion is also kind of the previous dip range from back in November. But it's a very similar story to
Holy cow.
what we've seen with meme coins over the last month here, where they're in this kind of bleed out for the moment. So it's for the most part, meme coins have been this like real short term play, short term run on like swings and moves that way. Otherwise, like the general thesis on memes hasn't been, I don't think very strong. There's been a few out there that have been against the trend, but like good luck finding them, like and staying in them for any length of time, because they all have been trending down for a good month here.
Dang,
So
some sold 32,000 US dollars worth.
I would
They said they want out.
yeah, I would only be in most memes right now short term, at least if you're making any direct moves on them. Danksy, your thoughts on that?
Bah, bah, bah. Yeah, I agree. I would not buy Trump.
No.
Did they drop
Uh,
Melanie coin yet?
I
Melina?
don't know what that is.
Melina Trump?
Yeah,
Yeah, whatever his
that
wife.
was the one that killed Trump, and all the promise of Trump is that they ran it back 48 hours later, 24 hours later, and said, okay, we're going to do a Melina Trump and coin, and then everyone's like, whoa, 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 you guys are just sucking our liquidity. Which, I mean, given the track record, we should have kind of seen.
What they
Um,
expect.
yeah,
Maybe
but
Virtual's
now,
a good buy here.
yeah, I think the infrastructure towards AI memes are probably pretty good. Again, very similar downtrend, but where you see this like support and range here, like it actually looks kind of interesting at this spot here for a potential bounce. Probably going to want to see that bounce before you get into it. But like I can see that narrative more than Pepe just being Pepe and Farcoin just being Farcoin and all that kind of stuff. Like, in the end of the day, memes are just memes. So the attention right now is is kind of bearish. Some would say that's a great time to strike, but like we've been in a 30-day pullback, if not longer, and there hasn't been much positivity through it. So for me, it's maybe look for range lows and a bounce, and then try to play a swing. But other than that, in and out a little shorter term. There's this overhang of uncertainty where, like, Joe Rogan coin or whoever else, right? Like, I mean, anyone could drop a coin right now and pull a bunch of liquidity, and as such, it sucks all the liquidity out of other meme coins, right? And so everyone's just waiting for that quick gainer from whatever happens, and then those quick gainers only last a few days, and then they've already dumped target gains. So it's very PvP, and it's not great. There's no general narrative going on. There's no meta going on right now that says this is where you want to be. And for me, that's just a lot of like a void for the most part. Other than looking at something and saying, okay, this looks like a good range low. Let's move into it. Let's play that for a 10 to 20% bounce and get out. That sort of thing, right? So like, if you look at virtuals here, if you get a bit of a bounce and you break above 1.1, maybe that looks interesting again. But I could quite easily see you get back up to 1.1 and then continue the downtrend. So it's tough.
The
I think
world may
Flog
never know.
might be interesting here, but Flog's like on his last legs as well.
SPX actually was looking stronger than the most. Specifically, if we can hold this 800K range. So SPX is actually on the stronger side, and still has, it's the GameStop of memes, right? And we're just going to flip the S&P. Fog, yeah, Fog is so low.
So low.
But it's also at a great entry spot here. A good, 45 days
like,
of consolidation. Like this is a good spot for it to bounce. This is actually, like I just said, for a short-term trade. To me, this stands out pretty good. Now, of course, it needs to get that bounce.
I think it might be make or break for a lot of these memes right now.
Yeah.
Is it time for some new meme coins to drop again?
Yeah.
And
Murad is cooked. It's time
I
for
wouldn't
a new profit of the meme coins.
Just like alts and Ethereum and etc. This weekend could quite easily have marked the local bottom or range bottom before the blow off top kind of alt season, all that kind of stuff. However, you want to go in with a reasonable size, i.e., not too much, to place that bet, because if you look at the trend, that trend is very much in a downtrend for memes in general. Alts a little bit different a story, but even alts kind of right from early December have been mostly down, right? So you're fighting the trend to say, okay, this is the bottom, and we're looking at range lows here for some of these meme coins. So I mean that's a positive. That's a positive that we can get a bounce, or we could get the final capitulation because we've lost that long range support and now we're just tanking. So we're at an hour and a half. What's our thoughts? What's the next week bring ahead? We are on Pivot Tuesday.
Gosh, dude.
I think we pivoted a little early, hopefully. I don't know if we can pivot much more than what we just did over the last 8 hours or so.
I don't know. I think I said the same thing last week when we were at the same exact level. I would like to see it continue to push up and break above all-time high Bitcoin terms, right, pretty much right where your yellow line is.
Yeah.
and then kind of continue up from there. If not, if we get some negative news, maybe we're back down at that 92 range next week. But I don't know if we'll see a big flash crash like we did. But I mean, I wouldn't put it past crypto. If we do see something like that, I think it'll be deeper, down to like 86, 8 to 80, 82 range. But I think that's pretty unlikely at this point with how fast buyers are buying up at that 90K range.
Yep. Yeah, I am
I would be more towards the
holding
upside.
optimism. I'm holding optimism towards tomorrow's announcement,
Yeah.
and that being a catalyst to possibly break this range. If it just brings us to top of this range, well then yeah, we're going to continue ranging. And the fact is, like, if you want to get a little more or less optimistic, is look at how long this range last year, right? We're only
Yeah, that's fair.
a couple months into it so far. We could run another few months and wait until the summertime before we get our last little rally, right? So, range wise, etc. You really hope that what is going to be announced tomorrow is positive for crypto and gets us going again. We don't want to hang out too much more in this range. Danksy?
Yeah, I need it to pop.
Yep.
I need 150K Bitcoin by next week, or
Yep.
I'm gonna jeet my bags.
Yep. Everything Danksy is depends on 150K Bitcoin by next week. So
My
let's.
whole month next month will be dependent on how Bitcoin trades.
Bro, I'd like to see it run back up. I'd like to see it hit 110.
Yeah, I don't think it's out of the question. I think
No.
we have a catalyst. We literally have a time. I don't know what is that. It was 3 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Does anyone have the exact time frame of that
I do
announcement?
not.
Oh,
I
what
don't either.
announcement? Sorry.
David Sachs and Trump have an important crypto-related announcement tomorrow.
I didn't know that.
I want to see that on the timeline because
Yeah, me too.
Roger
otherwise
Guru
lying.
will post it as soon as it happens.
True.
Let's see on David. Where is? I could be lying this whole time.
You're just lying the whole time, Rhodes.
Yeah.
Must have been a dream you had.
Well, no, it was.
I'm just joking.
It was on something like FOMO hour or something like that. That they had talked about it, and I was right in there to believing that. 12 hours. So, well, Scottish crypto agrees with me.
Bruh, let me see. Just what's his other name? Sachs?
Yeah. Does he have another Twitter account too?
Yeah, dude, it's his fake meme account.
Of course.
Who's Scottish crypto and why is he the only
You're
guy that I
trolling,
see on
bro.
here?
You're trolling. There's nothing. What is it? Spaces? Is it Spaces? No
Jeez.
way he's doing Spaces.
Oh, that'd be cool. They might crash Twitter again.
I'd look at Elon's account, but you probably won't find that tweet for 50 other ones he's had since then.
Here. Breaking
Literally.
Trump. It's just him. It's just Sachs hosting a press conference on the 4th at
Where
2:30 p.m. Eastern.
where is that tweet? Can you post it in private chat?
It's on Binance. It's on Binance's like news thing. It's not a tweet.
Can we trust Binance?
No, I can't trust anyone these days.
Binance's news thing or Binance's account?
It's like the Square thing. Cryptocurrency. David Sachs. We'll hold a press conference on Tuesday to discuss. Oh, I'll send you a link here.
Yeah. Come on, make me whole again.
Boys, I
What
got
do
to
you mean?
dip out early, but
Okay.
nice hopping
Oh,
on
it's
here with you.
it's
Nice
not
seeing
even
you guys.
early. We've gone past our time range, but thank you very much for joining us. I can't
Of
wait
course,
to
bro.
see what happens over the next week.
110K Bitcoin.
110K Bitcoin. Let's go. Where? Oh, you Discorded to me too, Danksy?
No, I just sent it on the private chat here.
Oh, did you?
Mhm.
Oh, there it is. David Sachs, Lawmakers U.S. Crypto Leadership Plan. There we go. Tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. I was only off by a half hour. So there we go. It is happening. The optimism towards something very positive, given how hard it was to find this on the timeline, is maybe a little more subdued. But still something that could have a stone's shot at sending us a bit more. So we'll wait for it. But it's there. But yeah, thanks guys. This was another good one.
Sir,
Glad to see that we survived.
We're all
the
here.
rough weekend of 2025. The third one we've had already this year. But
Every
We are
weekend
still here,
is a
everybody.
shit show.
Nobody got our heads chopped off due to the market.
we're going to 1 million Bitcoin, and also we're going to zero all 3 times this year. Like, just it's it's been a ride.
Yeah,
Yet we've been in the same range. Like nothing's actually changed. Like it's
that's true.
the sentiment has like yo-yoed well beyond. It's like the RSI just shooting way up and way below, overreacting, but like the actual price is like, like it's crazy.
It's
So
just the moving average of sentiment right now.
yeah. But it's
But yeah,
exciting nonetheless.
we'll see
All
next
right.
week. I'm just gonna make a bold prediction. We'll be at all-time highs again, like I said the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, we're totally hitting all-time highs. Eventually we'll be right one of these weeks. I tend to agree that we will wick above 106. I don't know if we hold above 106, but if we do, then yeah, we'll definitely be at all-time highs. I mean, that's the obvious, right? But I'm going to say that we're based on the last few weeks that we're probably still back within this range.
Yeah, probably.
And that's the way it is. So
I'm gonna be optimistic.
I like it. One of us is going to be right. Thanks. Are we going to all-time, or are we getting down to like 80K now?
Nah. Next week we're gonna.
No, you depend on
be
150K.
It's gonna be like 120K plus.
Okay, I like it.
Give me the odds on that. Give me like 4-1 on that. 5-1 on that.
I think you can get that on Polymarket, no problem.
Really?
Yeah.
I gotta hedge out my Polymarket bet too.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
Super Bowl coming up.
KC.
Predictions. I want the Eagles to win, but the refs will probably let KC win.
I want the Eagles to win too, but I think I'm putting my money on KC. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, it's a 3-peat. They have to. He
It's
has
the
to be in the
3-peat.
GOAT talk.
So let's see. Hit February 120, 23% odds. That is about 4-1. There you go.
How did I know?
Yeah, that's about
That's
right.
funny.
But that's like next week you're saying. So I mean, 4-1 odds for next week is probably more like 6-1 or something like that.
No, it's probably like 10-1 or something next week.
10 to 1
for next
for
week for
next
7
week?
days, probably.
That's true. You're probably right. Thinks he's always right.
How do I know? So mine, should I hedge or nah? My Chiefs one. I'm supposedly gonna win 1.2k. Well, it's a double. I'm at $600 right now.
So it's 50.
On
Is it like 50-50 for the?
basically,
Where?
yeah, it's
What did you?
53,
What was your initial put in for the
$188.
188? So
Yeah.
you got a 3x already,
Yeah,
but you could get a 10x.
yeah, basically.
Or none.
Jeez.
I bought it at 15
Or
cents and
none.
now it's at 53 cents. That's probably easier to explain.
Yeah, but did you put a 188 on this one, and then you put money on other ones?
Yes, I put monies on. I think if I cash out now, I'd be up like $100 or something. Because I lost the Lions one and I
Yeah.
lost the Niners one.
Well, I maybe cash out half.
Or I just let it run and then just drink heavily. If they
I mean,
lose.
yeah.
That's the
what happened
degenerate
last
way.
That's what happened last year when the Niners lost.
Okay. Well, I think you let it ride. It's more exciting for all of us.
Dude, if they lose though, I'd be sad.
You will.
I'd be big sad.
Mm-hmm.
If Dinksy bets on them, they'll lose. But other than that,
No, he already bet a long time ago on him. So like, it's not like anything's changing with his bet. He's already committed.
But I didn't
You
win the
know?
bet yet. You know?
Yeah.
They're probably gonna win.
You should have cashed out the Lions, and then we wouldn't be having this
Dude,
discussion right now.
Who would have thought the Lions would have lost to the Commanders?
So bad.
Who
Yeah.
would have thought that?
that's
I didn't.
tough.
There's no way.
Okay. I do have to dip.
Yeah.
Let's shut her down. We will be back after the Super Bowl, so we'll know.
Yeah.
We will know. Either I will be the most happiest person
Or
or
he
the
won't
most
be
saddest
here.
person.
Yeah. Or you cash out now and just be.
I'll
Why did I
be
even
sad
do
if
it?
I
I
cash
missed the
out.
10x
Yeah.
though, but I
Dude,
got my
I'll
5x.
still be happy or sad.
Yeah.
If I
So you
call
may as well let it
early.
ride. You may as well let it ride and just be extra happy or extra sad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do with the money anyways?
Drink it.
Hmm?
Put it on Bitcoin that's going to 150K.
True.
Alrighty. Peace out, guys.